Okay, what we're going to look at now is an equation that's in the form of x squared is less than c or x squared is greater than c. Obviously, this can also be greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Okay, what this means is, as an example, we have a function such as x squared is greater than 25. All right. Now, these ones are quite nice. They're fairly easy. Again, you know that x squared is a parabola. Okay. Now, the function of x squared is greater than 25 means what we actually have is, let's draw our axis. Move this over here. All right. We have a parabola that looks like this because it's x squared. It goes through the origin. X and y. And then our line for 25 means we have a line like this. And this is y equals 25. Okay, so these are our two functions, y equals x squared and y equals 25. And we want to know where x squared is greater than 25. Okay, so straight away we know that this is going to be above the green line, which is, these two areas. So this is what's above the green line. Okay, and again, we just need to find what the values of these 2 points are going to be. Okay, so we know that it's here and out on both sides, and we just need to know what the values of those points are. Now, this one's fairly easy. All you have to do is take the square root of 25. Okay, so we know straight away that this one's going to be -5 and this one's going to be 5. Okay, it's outside. So our solution is going to be x is less than -5 or x is greater than 5. And we're done. Okay, now, usually these are going to be asked of you in exact form. Okay, so we might get a question like x squared is greater than or equal to, I don't know, 32. Okay, so again, we always draw a sketch because it's a quadratic equation, same as what I've always said to you. So with a quadratic inequality, always draw a sketch. Okay, we have a parabola of x squared. Okay, we have a line of y equals 32. Okay, and we want to know where it's greater than or equal to 32. Actually, let's make it less than to make it more interesting. So let's make it less than. All right, we want to know where this parabola is less than 32. Okay, that means it's going to be below, because it's less than, below the green line. Okay, so we're working with this part of the function here. Okay, this is what we're looking at. All right, now again, we just need to know what these 2 points are. Okay, we're going to circle them and draw in between to indicate that we're looking in between. Now it's less than or equal to, so because it can be this value, we're also going to color it in. And we just need to find those answers. Now, I said to you that we want this to be an exact form, so that means this left one is going to be the negative square root of 32. And the right one is going to be the square root of 32. Okay, so that means that the negative root of 32 and the root of 32, and as we said, x is in between them, and we point it to the left. Okay, now, technically we should also simplify these. It's probably been a while since you've simplified square roots, but you need to think of a square number that 32 can be divided by. Now, a square number is something like 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, so 4 is a square number. 3 squared is 9, 9 is a square number. 4 squared is 16, 16 is a square number. Okay, so 32 can be divided by, well, 16. Okay, so we have negative root 16 times 2 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to root of 16 times 2. Okay, the root of 16 is 4. So we get negative 4 root 2 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 4 root 2. And that is it. We are done. Okay, so these don't get any harder than this. You will have to think sometimes what happens if that number is negative. Okay, so what if I had x squared is less than a negative number? Well, in that case, you can't take the square root of a negative number, so that's going to mean that there will not be any intercepts. Okay, so then you need to think about those special cases that we did last lesson and think about whether it will be above 0 above that number for all values of x, or whether it will never be above that number. Okay, all right, done.